Here's something nobody really prepares you for. Your skin in your 60s isn't just older skin, it's fundamentally different skin. And the routine that served you through your 40s and 50s may actually be working against you now. After menopause, estrogen levels drop significantly and stay down. Estrogen was doing a lot of quiet, invisible work, regulating oil production, supporting collagen synthesis, helping skin hold on to moisture. Without it, skin becomes thinner, drier, and slower to repair. That's not a flaw, it's biology. But it means the approach has to change. And here's what most skincare advice gets wrong. Your 60s aren't one thing. Early 60s, mid-60s, and late 60s each come with different skin priorities. What your skin needs at 61 is not what it needs at 68. The hacks that follow are built around that reality, starting with the foundational shifts that matter most at the beginning of the decade, moving through the targeted treatments that pay off in the middle, and finishing with the preservation strategies that become essential as the 60s progress. 23 hacks, 1 decade. Let's get into it. We're starting with the early 60s, the foundational swaps that matter most when the decade begins. Hack 1. Switch from gel or foam cleanser to cream or oil. Replace any gel, foam, or salicylic acid cleanser with a cream cleanser or cleansing oil. Apply to dry skin, massage gently for 30 to 60 seconds, and rinse with lukewarm water. Morning and evening. Gel and foam cleansers are designed to cut through oil, which made sense when your skin was producing more of it. In your 60s, sebum production drops significantly, and aggressive cleansers strip the little natural oil that remains, compromising the skin barrier and making every product that follows less effective. A cream or oil cleanser cleans without the damage. Hack 2. Apply your moisturizer to damp skin, not dry. Immediately after cleansing, within 60 seconds, apply your moisturizer to skin that is still slightly damp. Don't pat completely dry first. The water on the surface acts as a delivery vehicle. Humectant ingredients in moisturizers, glycerin, hyaluronic acid, urea, work by binding to water molecules and pulling them into the skin. If skin is already bone dry, there's nothing for them to bind to. Applying to damp skin dramatically increases absorption and the hydrating payoff you actually feel throughout the day. Hack 3. Add a facial oil as the last step of your nighttime routine. After your moisturizer has absorbed about 2 minutes, press 2 to 3 drops of a facial oil between your palms. Then press your palms gently against your face. Don't rub. Rosehip, squalane, and marula are all well suited for skin in its 60s. Facial oils act as occlusives. They seal the moisturizer beneath them and slow transepidermal water loss overnight. They also replenish the lipids the skin barrier naturally loses with age. Squalane in particular closely mimics the skin's own sebum and is exceptionally well tolerated by mature, sensitive skin. Hack 4. Run a humidifier in your bedroom while you sleep. A cool mist humidifier placed on the nightstand or dresser, running through the night. Aim to keep indoor humidity between 40 and 60%. Clean the unit weekly. During sleep, the skin goes into active repair mode, but dry indoor air draws moisture out through the epidermis faster than the skin can replenish it. A humidifier reduces that loss significantly. Dermatologists consistently rank it as one of the highest return, lowest cost skincare investments available, and it requires exactly 0 effort once you've plugged it in. Hack 5. Replace your alcohol-based toner with a glycerin mist. Mix 3 drops of pure glycerin into a small spray bottle filled with filtered water. Shake gently and mist over your face after cleansing, before moisturizer. Use morning and evening. Alcohol-based toners were designed for oily, acne-prone skin. They strip excess sebum and tighten pores. In your 60s, that stripping action accelerates barrier damage. Glycerin is a humectant that draws moisture into the skin and primes it for every product that follows. It's one of the most effective, most underrated skincare ingredients in existence, and it costs almost nothing. Hack 6. Introduce retinol, but start lower and slower than you think you need to. Start with a 0.025% retinol formula, the lowest concentration available. Apply a pea-sized amount to your face 2 nights per week over your moisturizer rather than under it. After 6 weeks with no irritation, increase to 3 nights per week. Do not use on the same night as any acid exfoliant. Retinol stimulates cell turnover and collagen production, 2 processes that slow dramatically in the 60s. But mature skin is also thinner and more reactive than it was at 40. So starting too strong leads to irritation that sets you back further than it moves you forward. The buffering method, applying over moisturizer, slows absorption and reduces sensitivity without sacrificing long-term results. Hack 7, wear SPF 30 or higher every single morning. Yes, in winter. Yes, indoors. Apply a broad-spectrum SPF 30 or higher as the final step of your morning routine, after moisturizer. Use about a 1/4 teaspoon for your face and neck. Reapply if you spend more than 2 hours outdoors. UV radiation is the single largest external driver of visible skin aging, responsible for an estimated 80% of the wrinkles, dark spots, and texture changes that accumulate over a lifetime. UVA rays, which penetrate glass and are present on overcast days, continue to break down collagen year-round. No serum, treatment, or hack on this list delivers a better return than consistent daily SPF. Not one. Hack 8. Switch to a ceramide-rich moisturizer. Look for a moisturizer that lists ceramides, specifically ceramide NP, ceramide AP, or ceramide EOP. In the first half of the ingredient list, apply morning and night as your primary moisturizer. Ceramides are lipid molecules that make up roughly 50% of the skin barrier's structure, holding skin cells together and regulating what passes in and out of the epidermis. Ceramide levels drop significantly with age and accelerate post-menopause, a primary driver of the dry, fragile, reactive skin that characterizes the 60s. Replenishing them topically is one of the most evidence-backed approaches to barrier repair available without a prescription. By the mid-60s, the foundation is set. Now it's time to layer in the targeted treatments that address what's already changed. Hack 9, double cleanse at night. Begin with a cleansing balm or oil. About half a teaspoon, massaged over dry skin for 60 seconds, then removed with a warm, damp cloth. Follow immediately with your regular cream cleanser, rinsed with lukewarm water. The first cleanse removes surface debris, SPF, pollutants, excess sebum. The second cleanse addresses the skin itself. Research confirms that double cleansing produces measurably better pore clearance and skin surface preparation, which means every active you apply afterward actually reaches the skin instead of sitting on top of residue. Hack 10. Add a vitamin C serum to your morning routine. After cleansing and before SPF, apply 3 to 4 drops of a stabilized vitamin C serum. Look for L-ascorbic acid or ascorbyl glucoside at 10 to 15%. To your face and neck, vitamin C and SPF work synergistically, so the morning is where this combination delivers the most. Vitamin C neutralizes free radicals generated by UV exposure before they can break down collagen. It also inhibits melanin production, making it one of the most effective ingredients available for fading the dark spots and uneven pigmentation that accumulate through the 60s. Consistent morning use, paired with SPF, measurably slows the progression of photoaging. Hack 11. Add niacinamide for dark spots, redness, and barrier support. Apply a niacinamide serum, 5 to 10% concentration, after cleansing and before moisturizer once or twice daily. It layers well with most other actives and rarely causes irritation, which makes it unusually easy to incorporate. Niacinamide is a form of vitamin B3 with a broad range of confirmed benefits. It inhibits the transfer of melanin to skin cells, reducing dark spots, while simultaneously strengthening the skin barrier, calming redness, and improving overall texture. Multiple peer-reviewed studies have confirmed its effectiveness for both hyperpigmentation and barrier repair, making it one of the highest value additions to a mid-60s routine. Hack 12. Apply eye cream with your ring finger only, tapping rather than rubbing. Dispense a small amount of eye cream, about the size of a grain of rice per eye, onto your ring finger. Using very light tapping motions, work from the inner corner of the eye outward along the orbital bone. Never drag or rub, morning and evening. The skin around the eye is the thinnest on the face and has fewer oil glands than anywhere else, making it the first area to show dryness, fine lines, and crepiness. The ring finger applies the least pressure of any finger, reducing mechanical stress on the tissue. Tapping rather than rubbing prevents the drag that, repeated over years, contributes to the breakdown of already fragile periorbital collagen. Hack 13. Exfoliate with lactic acid once or twice a week. Retire the physical scrub entirely. Apply a lactic acid exfoliant at 5 to 10% concentration to clean, dry skin once or twice per week at night. Do not use on the same night as retinol. Physical scrubs, walnut shells, sugar, apricot kernels, create microscopic tears in already thin, mature skin and have no place in a 60s routine. Lactic acid chemically dissolves the bonds between dead surface cells, allowing them to shed without abrasion. It is also a humectant, drawing moisture into the skin as it exfoliates, improving texture, brightening tone, and increasing the penetration of every product used afterward. Hack 14. Treat your neck and chest as an extension of your face. Every single day. Whatever you apply to your face, cleanser, serum, moisturizer, SPF, extend it downward to include your full neck and décolletage. No exceptions. The neck and chest receive the same sun exposure as the face, but are routinely skipped in skincare routines. They also have thinner skin and fewer sebaceous glands. The result is an accelerating mismatch, a face that looks cared for above a neck that tells a very different story. Daily extension of your routine to these areas is the simplest correction available, and it has the longest term impact of almost anything on this list. Hack 15. Facial massage after applying your face oil. After applying your evening facial oil, use your fingertips in small upward-outward circles. From the center of the face toward the jawline and temples, from the base of the neck upward toward the chin. 2 to 3 minutes. Always move upward and outward, never downward. Facial massage manually stimulates lymphatic vessels just beneath the skin's surface, accelerating the drainage of fluid and cellular waste that accumulates through the day, reducing morning puffiness and improving local circulation over time. A 2017 study published in PLOS One confirmed significant improvements in skin elasticity after just 5 weeks of consistent daily practice. 2 minutes, every night. Hack 16. Switch to a silk or satin pillowcase. Replace your cotton pillowcase with a silk or satin alternative. Mulberry silk is the gold standard. A quality satin pillowcase delivers most of the same benefit at a lower price. Cotton has a high friction coefficient against skin. It pulls and compresses facial tissue through the night, contributing to sleep wrinkles that become permanent with repetition. It also absorbs moisture aggressively from both skin and hair. Silk's dramatically lower friction allows the face to glide rather than drag, preserving the hydration you've spent your entire evening routine building. Research confirmed measurable differences in sleep wrinkle formation between high and low friction pillowcase materials. In the late 60s, the priority shifts. Less about adding, more about protecting what you have. Hack 17. Simplify. 4 products or fewer. Pair your routine to the essentials. A gentle cleanser, a hydrating serum or moisturizer, 1 active treatment, and SPF. That is a complete routine. More products mean more opportunity for irritation, and skin in the late 60s has significantly reduced tolerance for product overload. Skin barrier function decreases steadily through the decade. A compromised barrier becomes more reactive to fragrance, preservatives, and actives. meaning a 10-product routine that was manageable at 62 may be causing low-grade chronic irritation by 68 that masquerades as sensitive skin. Simplifying reduces the irritant load and lets the barrier function as a barrier. Hack 18. Use petroleum jelly as your final overnight step. As the very last step of your nighttime routine, after all serums and moisturizers have absorbed, apply a very thin layer of plain petroleum jelly to your face, just enough to create a slight sheen. Pat gently with clean fingertips. Petroleum jelly is one of the most effective occlusive agents ever tested on human skin. Research published in the Archives of Dermatology found it reduces transepidermal water loss by up to 98%, the highest figure ever recorded for any over-the-counter ingredient. In the late 60s, when the skin barrier is at its thinnest and overnight moisture loss is most severe, this single step makes a measurable difference in how skin looks and feels by morning. It does not clog pores. It does not cause breakouts in postmenopausal skin. Hack 19. Finish every cleanse with a cold water rinse. After rinsing your cleanser with lukewarm water, follow with 15 to 30 seconds of the coldest water your tap produces. Pat dry gently with a clean cloth. Cold water causes temporary vasoconstriction, a narrowing of surface blood vessels that visibly reduces puffiness and the appearance of enlarged pores. It also closes the skin surface after the opening effect of warm water, which reduces reactivity to the actives applied immediately afterward. As skin becomes thinner and more sensitive in the late 60s, this 30-second step provides a meaningful buffer. Hack 20. Apply hyaluronic acid to damp skin only. After cleansing while your skin is still slightly damp, apply 2 to 3 drops of hyaluronic acid serum and press it in gently. Follow immediately with your moisturizer to seal it in. Do not apply hyaluronic acid to dry skin. Hyaluronic acid is a humectant. It works by drawing water toward it. Applied to dry skin in a low humidity environment, it pulls moisture from the deeper layers of the dermis rather than the atmosphere, ultimately leaving skin drier than before. Applied to damp skin and sealed immediately with a moisturizer, it functions correctly, pulling surface moisture into the epidermis and holding it there. Hack 21. Use a gua sha tool or chilled spoon for morning puffiness. Keep a smooth gua sha stone or a slightly concave spoon in the refrigerator. Each morning, draw it gently in upward and outward strokes along your jawline, cheekbones, and neck, always moving toward the lymph nodes at the sides of the neck and behind the ears. 2 to 3 minutes after your morning serum. Overnight, interstitial fluid accumulates in facial tissue, particularly around the jaw and under the eyes. The cold temperature causes immediate vasoconstriction that reduces puffiness, while the stroking motion manually stimulates lymphatic drainage, accelerating clearance of that accumulated fluid. Research confirmed measurable improvements in microcirculation and inflammatory markers in tissue treated with regular gua sha technique. Hack 22. Account for indoor UV exposure. If you spend significant time near windows, working at a desk, driving, watching television, your morning SPF is not optional. Consider window film on frequently occupied rooms that receive direct sunlight. UVA rays, the wavelengths responsible for collagen breakdown and pigmentation, penetrate glass. Standard window glass blocks UVB but transmits roughly 75% of UVA. Cumulative indoor UVA exposure over years contributes meaningfully to the photoaging, dark spots, and texture changes that are so visible in the late 60s. The SPF habit you built in Hack 7 covers this too. It just needs to be consistent every single morning, not only on days when you plan to be outside. Hack 23. Do a weekly colloidal oatmeal mask for barrier repair. Grind 2 tablespoons of plain rolled oats to a fine powder in a blender. Mix with just enough warm water to form a thin paste. Apply gently to the face, leave for 10 minutes, then rinse with cool water. Once a week, and especially from the mid to late 60s onward. Colloidal oatmeal contains avenanthramides, anti-inflammatory compounds unique to oats, and beta-glucan, which forms a protective film over the skin's surface and accelerates barrier repair. The FDA approved colloidal oatmeal as a recognized skin protectant in 2003, and multiple clinical studies have confirmed its effectiveness for reactive, sensitive, and barrier-compromised skin. As the skin barrier thins through the late 60s, a weekly reset keeps it functioning at its best. It costs almost nothing, and it works. 23 hacks, 1 decade. And the honest truth is that the women who take care of their skin through their 60s aren't doing anything complicated. They're just doing the right things consistently and adjusting as their skin changes. If this video gave you even 3 things worth adding or swapping into your routine, hit that like button right now. It tells the algorithm that this kind of real, practical content deserves to be seen. Subscribe if you want more because we are just getting started, and drop in the comments. Which stage of your 60s are you in, and which hack are you trying first? I want to know.